everyone, welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia. Today I'm going to be leading you through a stretch and activate class. I love classes like this, especially on days when I need to focus on really opening up, helping elongate tight muscles, and overall just feeling better. Make your way down onto your mat, starting on all fours. We're just going to bring some movement into the body, giving yourself some light spinal circles towards the right, and just overall bringing some movement and breath into your body. Once you've done about 4 reps, change directions and include your spine all the way up through your neck, especially in where it feels good. Just notice where there's tightness in your body today. Relaxing your toes, opening up your chest, starting with a twist stretch, reaching, alternating one arm up and coming back down through that center. Inhale through your nose as you're square to the floor, and exhale as you twist, bringing out through your waistline. And again, noticing how you feel right here in your twists, where's tight in your body. If you're feeling anything at all in terms of stiffness, acknowledge it, breathe into it, and start to bring in that intention of where you're trying to elongate, stretch, and lengthen. Finishing your last twist here. As you return your hand down to the floor, open up your chest, flex your toes into the floor, and go into a cow and then a downward dog. Inhale as you roll all the way back down, knees to floor, finding that cow, arching your back, eyes following with your neck, and then exhaling as you draw your belly button to spine. Stretching your hamstrings, opening up your back, while also activating through your chest, your lats and abs. It's all part of the work here and finding that fluidity as we flow. Inhale through the nose. Nice big 3-dimensional breaths to your lungs. And exhale, compressing the oxygen out through your abs. We're going to be combining on not only a return to floor, but a twist. Every time you take your downward dog, find that stretch, heels to floor, breathe in, lower, knees to ground, and then second arm twisting all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Ring out your core. Use the ground. Feel how you're grounding in order to lift, using opposition. Stretch and reach. This is an amazing way not only to help actively stretch, but to really turn on your muscles, warm you up. The activation part of any stretch is as important as when you need to activate when you're going to be strengthening. So feel how your body is starting to limber up as you move sequentially through your bones, your muscles, as you really target each part of your body here, through the toes, arches, heels, calves, hamstrings, glutes, all the way through your spine, stomach wall, hips, upper back, chest, neck, entire core, entire body. Stretching into child's pose, just take a moment here. As you unravel, bring your left foot forward, keep your right knee supported and roll up your mat if you need more support under your knee. We're going to start to open and stretch out through the hips. You want to take your arms up, flexing through your glutes, feeling where you are drawing length through your right quadricep and hip, reaching all the way down towards your left foot, framing it. Extending your right leg up, find that stretch, activating through your hamstring, returning your knee down to the floor, and then again, engaging through your glutes to stretch through your hip. Inhale, hands come down to floor. Exhale, lengthen, feel that right kneecap elongate, squeeze your glute, lower down with control, and then flex your glute as you take your arms up. Feel that stretch right through your hip flexor. Feel that activation through your glute. When one muscle is flexed, another one stretches, which is why that flexion of your posterior chain, that glute activation, it helps train for the stretch of your hip. We're going to release and come all the way down into a pigeon stretch. Left hip heavy, right thigh long, and any pigeon that feels best for you. Just sink into it. And when you're ready, unravel. We're going to stretch and open up a little bit more through the hamstring and also through the side body. So just extending that right leg all the way out, keeping your left leg bent in. Take a stretch, open your chest, breathing in. Elongating and exhaling, opposite side. Flex your foot, give yourself a little bit of that ankle articulation. And same thing, reaching towards your right, and reaching towards your left. Take your arms all the way down towards the front and just hold the stretch here. Really try to stretch your body forward with the opposition of your hips pulling you back. That right hamstring is staying set on the floor. And just notice what you feel here. Give yourself any amount of support. And then when you're ready, returning back to pigeon and just feeling the difference now as we sink into our pigeon. Left hip dropped, right leg long. And smoothly rolling on over, we're going to be setting up for the second side. So it's going to be the right foot this time that's going to be forward and stacked, left leg that's going to be the one that's actively stretching. Feel the difference on this side. There's differences from one side of your body to the next, and you just want to take note. Stacking your hands down, framing your right leg. Take your next inhale. Reach your arms up. And on your exhale, extending your arms down to the floor, elongating as you pull the knee up using your hamstring. And then stacking knee to floor, flexing that right glute forward with your left. Squeeze the left butt. Hands come down and stretching. Feeling where you're working to activate your stretch. Again, when you flex a muscle, another one extends. In this case, we're flexing the left glute, which will help extend that left hip flexor. Feel your reach coming from your abdominal wall. You're stretching up, but you're finding that space, toning your abs in length. Inhale and exhale. And as you bring your hands down to your mat, just find that pigeon, right hip sinking into the floor, left leg stretching long. Find any variation that works for you in finding your breath, your weight, and your stretch. Keep breathing deeply into your lungs, filling up your back body and your side body. And when you're ready, we're going to twist to center. You're keeping that left leg long, right leg is staying bent in, and just working for that side body stretch, opening up to your collarbones, feeling where your back is engaging you, where you're trying to find space between your rib and hip. We're going to include that light plantar and dorsiflexion of the foot. Inhale through center. And exhale as you lengthen. Take your arms forward, hold your stretch down, and again work for where you're keeping that left hamstring stretched out into the floor, pressing down into the floor. And returning back for one more pigeon, just feeling the difference here. Just hold for one more full breath in, and on your exhale, smoothly make your way back onto all fours on your mat, flexing through your toes, elongating your spine right away, downward dog. Inhale as you stretch on back. Exhale as you sink your heels into the floor. We're going to go through a développement of each leg, taking your right leg all the way up, stretching and slowly returning back down to downward dog, alternating to the left, breathing in, bend your knee in, and exhale, stretch up, try to keep that parallel, returning through a sequentialism in your bones and muscles, feel your toes find the floor, and then pedal, right leg bends, stretch on up, exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You're trying to frame your biceps next to your temples, work for that smoothness where you're using the floor to your advantage, grounding to garner the stretch. Slowly lowering down, and from here, start to pedal out without swinging your hips, really working to find that length through your calves, stretching your heel deeper and deeper into the floor. Take a full breath in, keeping both of your heels down, ground yourself, and then on your next exhale, walk your hands towards your feet. Give yourself an open mat with distance across your hips with the legs. Just take a rag doll here, an opportunity to get a little bit heavier. You can have your hands either behind the nape of your neck or even holding onto your elbows, but just feeling where you can create that sensation of decompression through your vertebra. When you're ready, ground your hands to the floor, bend your knees deeply on your next inhale, and exhale, unravel, restacking your spine one vertebrae at a time. Making your way all the way up, extending your arms all the way out. We're going to, from here, simply alternate leg lifts, feeling where the stretches happen through the hamstrings, now grounding so that you can maintain length and neutral posture all the way through your pelvis, lumbar, through your mid-spine, cervical spine, shoulders down, neck is long. Don't swing your leg, but rather work against gravity. Feel like you're cultivating resistance as you stretch and lengthen and control all the way down. Bending your knees, rolling your shoulders out from here, walking to the center of your mat, give yourself some space from behind. We're going to do the same thing now to the back, elongating, maintaining that parallel, and feeling now as your leg lifts on up to the back, where you are shifting the weight to accommodate that diagonal that you're finding with your hips, navel to spine. Inhale, transfer your weight to the floor, and exhale, reach on back. Stretching through your knee, activating through your glute and your core. Keep breathing. Just finishing here with our last two leg lifts to the back. And smoothly finding your stability, release your arms, Pilates roll down, make your way back onto all fours. We're going to be setting up for the exact same stretch routine, starting, of course, with some spinal movement, just finding those circles. Since you've already warmed up, you know already how the stretches are going to be feeling in your body. You want to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more activation, so start to flow through these stretches, using your own breath, finding that length for yourself. When you're ready, inhaling, taking your alternating twist, exhaling as you reach your arm to the ceiling, inhaling as you come back down through center. Feeling that core ring out, twisting, activating through your abs, and maybe feeling a little bit more distance, a little bit more length being cultivated now as we go into our round two. Flowing into cow stretch with downward dog, breathing in as you arch your back. Ooh, feel that length. And exhale, belly button to spine, feet pressing into floor, temples being framed by your biceps, by your arms. Inhale and exhale. As you lower down, knees to floor, starting your twist in between the downward dog. Inhale, exhale, belly button to spine, stretch through your spine, legs back and lower, and again twist. Finishing this last twist and making your way all the way to child's pose. And smoothly unraveling, setting up for our hip flexor stretch, left foot forward, framing through your legs, the connectivity of your hips in parallel, arms extend up, take a full breath in, flex your right glute forward, stretch out the front of that right hip flexor, and then reaching your arms down, hands to floor, extending right leg up, feeling the elongation come from the back of the hamstring, and then smoothly knee down, stretching by flexing that hip forward, arms reach. Make your way down to pigeon and take advantage of this stretch because now this is your third time doing pigeon for the left hip, and it should feel different than the first time you did your pigeon. You want to get heavier, really hone in on breathing deeply through your lungs. Make your breath three-dimensional. And with every exhale, see if you can let go of something that you don't need to take with you out of this class. And when you're ready, slowly, smoothly pressing yourself up from the floor, we're going to go into the exact same stretch on the second side. This time, the right leg is going to be your supporting leg, and your left leg is going to be the one that you're stretching, opening up through your hip and hamstring. Stretch, reach, and flex your left glute forward. Feel your hip extend. Frame your right foot, hands to floor mat, and pick up the weight of your left leg, stretching back. You're using your floor, you're using your bones, you're using your muscles, your breath, your mind. Connect it all right here and focus on where you're tight, where you can elongate more, and where you can activate muscles still that might be sleepy, that might need to activate deeper in order for you to get the deeper stretch. Smoothly making your way down into your pigeon. Again, notice the difference here as you stretch and open up to that right hip. Left leg is long. Take any variation of pigeon that feels best for you and just breathe into it. As we hold stretches deeper and deeper, you want your breath to become slower and slower, really taking advantage of the time here to feel that three-dimensional breathing through your back and side body. Exhaling as you allow, again, whatever you don't need to take with you out of this class. Tension, negative energy, intrusive thoughts. Exhale those out onto the mat right here and leave them here. Making your way out of the pigeon, bring yourself onto all fours. We're going to be going into our tri-legged dog. First, extend back, find your downward dog, heels to mat, ears between biceps, palms opening up into the floor. Smoothly bend your right leg, taking your toes up to the ceiling, parallel, elongate through your leg. And then bring it down sequentially through your knee, toes to floor and mat, pedaling through your heel to transfer the weight and switch to your left leg. Start to pedal your legs out right here. Hips staying square, using the ground, stretching your heels into the floor. And smoothly take your next breath in, ground yourself. And on your exhale, walk your hands towards your feet. Give yourself any variation of ragdoll. Legs wide, narrow, hands to mat around the back of your neck, or even holding onto your elbows, allowing for your spine to decompress. Bend your legs deeper on your next breath in so that you can unravel one vertebrae at a time, restacking your spine, finding your weight. Give yourself a light little chest expansion here, open on up, and finishing with our final activation and stretch, really to bring the intention into you, feeling aware of your body, finding your stability. We're going to alternate that leg lift forward. Breathe out as you lift and inhale as you control the lower. Focus on your spine staying long, neutral, core engaged, activated, stretched, and lengthened. Same movement to the back, alternating a leg stretch back as your hips shift, so does your torso. That relationship between your ribs and your pelvis is part of the work here in finding that stretch. Just feel where you're leaving the floor, fully connecting with your stability into your mat and ground. finishing, find your stability. And with a full stretch, reach your arms back, take an extension of your spine, stretch up to the ceiling. Rounding your back can feel really nice, pushing energy forward, finding that final stretch on up. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this Stretch and Activate class today. I hope that you feel the length that you've cultivated, not just through your muscles, but also through your bones, especially your spine. It's so great to decompress, especially as we age. Gravity is a killer. So thank you so much for taking this time for yourself. I hope you feel the benefits. I look forward to seeing you at the next class and invite you to subscribe to Burn Pilates if you haven't already. Have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you at the next burn.